Namaste, beautiful yogis. I am here with a lighter video for once, or lately it's been a lot of sadness and just serious talk. So I'm just doing a lighter video to just take our mind off of the situation in the world. And I just finished shooting my favorite class ever. Of all the classes, I have probably 1,000 classes that I've shot. Besides the classes that I've taught, this has to be my favorite. It was kind of a contemplation on love. I don't know if I have enough battery, so I'll talk a little more quickly. So I mentioned that Johnny went on a potato diet, and I was so nice that I ended up eating his potatoes and losing the weight, so to speak, because he asked me to make a lot of potatoes, and so I did, but he's slacking on eating as many, so I'm the one eating them, and I just weigh myself, and not surprisingly, but surprisingly, I have lost weight eating unlimited amount of potatoes. So potatoes, they're quite a powerful food, and they are they cleanse and lubricate the intestines according to Chinese medicine. They are anti-inflammatory according to Chinese medicine. They're really good starch. They contain lysine and zinc, so they're quite antiviral, and they're very satiating, very low in fat. So be mindful how you combine them. But the potato diet pretty much is you boil up a bunch of, we did the golden potatoes, the Yukon gold potatoes, because they are gooey and creamy when they get a little colder. So once they're a little cooler, I have them with black Indian salt, and they're just fabulous. So the potato diet, it's not really a diet per se, but you just get the majority of your calories from potatoes. They're very satiating, light at the same time because they're low in fat and high in water. They have about the calories that an apple has, very good amino acid profile, very good nutrients. They can pretty much provide you with all the nutrients that you need. So they're amazing that way. They're starch, so they're very satiating. Starch is really, I know there is a group of people that think nightshades are bad, and there is the group that thinks carbs are bad, then there is the group that thinks starches are bad, just fruit, and all of that is a little too much confusion and noise. When you get to the ground thing, getting whole foods that are powerful, healing, and satiating, and you can be full and satisfied and satiated and not overweight and feel light, and your digestion is free and happy, then I don't know, very hard to argue with that. Now, it does depend on your microbiome. So if you switch to something completely new you have never done, you may have an adjustment period. I don't have, because I've been eating potatoes to begin with. I just upped it. Now I started eating far more. And my goal was not to lose weight, because I always fluctuate between the same weight. Summer is a little lower, winter is a little higher, between like 3 pounds. And that's been for me kind of the way. My body fluctuates, which is a normal thing. We are connected to the moon, and there is an ebb and flow in the body, in the desire for food too. How much food we need in this period of time, in that period of time, what food. So yeah, there is no cravings when you do the potato diet. What I do is I eat apples as an appetizer. I eat one meal a day, but you can spread it out in many meals. I can eat one big meal. Some people can't. I like intermittent fasting. Some people don't. It's really, you have to find what works for you and for your schedule and for your preferences. Some people are breakfast people. I'm not. I'm a dinner person. So I eat as an appetizer apples or oranges or grapefruit. It may be two of those, maybe apples and oranges, or oranges and apples. I like that order. I kind of like to order the fruit in the, like if the citrus kind of on its own, so that the digestion is better. And I'm not strict about it, but I just have a natural thing without thinking that I do. And all potatoes are very high in iron, very high, and very high in zinc, good on calcium. You're gonna need to add some grains. For the omega-3s, you can add chia, you can add hemp seed. I like adding sometimes tofu to my dip. So then after my appetizer of fruit, then I make veggies, cut up veggies with a really nice dip. Lately the dip has been either walnuts or hemp seeds or tofu. and potatoes in the dip because it makes it real creamy and amazing. And I fermented my own hot sauce. Amazing, it's the best thing. Just like to ferment it. Gives it umami flavor and just dimension. Herbs, garlic now because the borrowed stuff. Carrots, cooked carrots make it creamier. My blender is really strong, so gets through raw carrots as well. Raw is good, cooked is good. They have different properties either way. And red peppers, those mini peppers with the seeds and stuff, very important to add this to your dressing. And I have a ginger, garlic, Asian seasoning. It has a little bit of salt in it, so I put that in the blender and blends it. It's a little bit of salt, a little bit of ginger, and sesame and stuff like that. So that's my dip. So I have this as, again, the opposite appetizer. This is also like the salad before the meal. So I have any veggies. I have broccoli, cabbage, not too much, not too little, just a good amount to have water, fiber, raw veggies in your body, but not like an excessive amount either. Usually I do, if I have a small head of cabbage, probably half of it. It depends on the size of the cabbage, but for me that's a normal meal. It's not too big. For some people maybe it's like excessive. For some people it's nothing. I think it's about average. And the interesting thing is that because the potatoes are always on the stove, I've cooked them, and so I eat them more. So I've been eating way more than typical and every day. That's why it was very interesting to see that he's trying to lose weight, but I'm so nice, I'm losing it for him. I'm eating the potatoes for him and losing the weight for him. Just that's how nice I am. And oh yeah, and so I weighed myself. We have a scale, and it's a really cool scale because it measures your other stats, bone mass. They're not very correct, but this scale, we watched a review on it, was compared to other scales. It's pretty close to the actual measures if you get a professional measurement. It measures water, bone mass, and muscle mass, and that hardly ever changes for me, those measures, but it's a digital scale, and I had dropped quite a bit of weight considering I'm not walking. I'm doing only 15 minutes a day of exercise unless I shoot a longer class, and I'm eating as much as I want to satiation, to complete satiation, because when you're full, for me that's true. When I'm full, I sleep better. That's why I like to eat towards dinner time, but not before bed. So many details. Everybody has so many details. By the time you hit a certain age, you've learned enough about yourself, how to serve yourself so that your sleep is good and your mood is good and your exercise is strong and the whole bit. So you have to, if you're new to plants, you have to count calories, because it's very easy to eat one day 900 calories. You thinking you're so full because some fried foods and stuff are quite dense and small, so you would think, oh, I ate one potato, that's it. No, girl, you gotta be 2 pounds of potatoes or something. And so the problem with me is that I do not plate my food. I just keep grabbing from the pot. So I don't know how many I eat. I would say 2 pounds is probably a good guess. And I know how I feel when I'm full, meaning I'm not too full, I'm still energized, and generally I have to clean up the kitchen and sometimes steam the floor and stuff, so I'm still energized after dinner. I'm not like, unless I'm tired from the day, but I still know where I'm full, to where I'm, full enough to sleep and be great in the morning, have energy, not too full, etc. So it takes some learning, but through the day, I just make lattes. Lately, my favorite has been carob latte. I'm a sucker for carob latte, and I've been making golden milk with ashwagandha and turmeric. But I feel that ashwagandha might be giving me a little bit of insomnia. Usually, I do get insomnia from all the adaptogenic herbs. So now I'm back to the carob more. I also started doing a lot of ginger juices. So I juice ginger and lemon, and then I add water and I drink it. It's fantastic. I do drink a lot of kombucha. Look at this. I have to, this is ginger juniper. I bought it because I want to taste it, because we have a lot of juniper, and I might start flavoring my kombucha, my ginger beer with the juniper. And that's raspberry hops. I haven't tried them. And now, let me tell you something. This is the time for earth, is not for frivolous things. It's not for beauty or weight loss. I do understand that. I even have a close friend. She said that she's losing weight because her appetite dropped because it's stressful now. So I'm just doing this video to be light, and because it probably still interests some people. You don't want to sit at home and gain a lot of weight while we're all at home a little too much maybe. So get in the sun, eat good food, whole foods. And now sometimes I eat baked oats again for dinner because I'm not a breakfast person. Oats, absolutely, I would vomit if I have to eat oats for breakfast. It's far too heavy. But for dinner, lately I realized, because I never ate oats for like so many years, I realized that, oh, I can have oats for dinner. I can try that. Again, filling. So sometimes I will have also baked oats with applesauce and bananas and or pumpkin, and I'll just bake it in the oven with vegan egg and some other things. I forget now because it's been a week since I've done it, but I was making baked oats for a while. And this is what I received today. I've been wanting to buy this for a long time, but I was waiting. And now, because all good food has disappeared from the stores of all the Western world and some other areas, I decided this is the time to buy it. Teff. It's very easy to make fermented pancakes, injera. Injera is Ethiopian fermented bread. It's good for desserts. It's super high in magnesium, exceptionally high in iron. So if your staple is teff, you're gonna get 300 of your daily requirements of iron from it. It's very high in calcium. It's just fabulous and it's a non-allergenic grain. It's I'll let you know how this goes. I'll link it below. I ordered it from Amazon. It's been in my cart forever, but then I've been ordering other things, and I wanted to go to the international market here and buy teff. They have big bags of teff, and I was gonna split it with my friend, but because of the situation, I figured I would just buy this one. It's a good price. I hope it's still online because everything is just disappearing from everywhere. But it is something to do in order to improve your health. Sometimes I have to look at the screen for the time because I'm not sure if it's still recording. My phone kind of doesn't have enough memory. So I keep looking at the screen, and sometimes I seem, when I watch myself back, sometimes I get kind of distracted. It's because I'm thinking, is this shutting off? Is it still recording? Is it? All right, it's been shooting because I tried to do this potato diet video. Literally, this is my 5th time trying, and every time my phone stops at some point and I just delete the video because I'm like, I don't have memory in the phone. And now it's running. I deleted a few videos. I can't, it's been a problem to transfer my files from a Samsung to a Mac. Now that the technology is also making us kind of sick, it's also difficult. Anyways, yeah, I've been informing myself about the situation, watching certain things. I pretty much watch the people that appear to have some wisdom in them and connection to the divine and love, rather than fear. If I listen to anything and it makes me feel off, like fearful anxiety, that's it. I have to listen to spiritual stuff, spiritual people that have some form of groundedness, people that understand that the media is not getting the whole story. Because if you're getting your information from the media, this is misinformation central. There's too much unknown about it. We don't even understand how viruses works and if they're how they are transmuted and all of that. So we really have to be careful. So I was gonna tell you, a few of you said that my skin looks glowier. The last 2 days I started using 2 different sunblocks because now we all need sun, and my skin, unfortunately, I don't have anything against the sun. I think sun prevents from cancer. It's actually proven that higher vitamin D levels are preventative, but it does cause wrinkles. So I put a little bit of zinc-based sunblock on my face, and I bought 2. This is an old favorite of mine, but a new aroma. Badger Damascus Rose, so it's rose oil in it, and it's SPF 25, non-nano, uncoated zinc oxide. And it has calendula oil and lavender. This is the calendula lavender, I want to say. or chamomile too in it. Forgot the name, but because the name is on the box. Here it just says that it's a broad spectrum sunscreen, and this is ridiculous. I bought this because sometimes I look white with the white sunblocks, and I just bought it on a whim, didn't even look at the color because it was the last thing in the store. And Pericon MD no makeup foundation, it's absolutely insane. It's colored obviously, and this is the golden one, I want to say, and I got it because sometimes I just look too white and it's not the prettiest look, and otherwise I don't go for coverage because I don't know, it's kind of nice to have the skin be, but it's been really pretty. It gives me a little bit of a dewiness. I recommend it. I have to double check it on Skin Deep, the website that grades them as far as how clean they are. This is clean. And I've used it in the past. I just repurchased it, and this is pretty fabulous. I bought it in a store, and it was an amazing deal, and I just didn't even realize it's tinted. I thought I thought it's tinted, but not many colors. I thought it's one tinted color, kind of like the natural ones. This one used to be tinted. No, this has colors, and I just somehow grabbed my color because I placed it on my face, and it just gave me, it has marigold or something extract, which is supposed to even your tone and fade your dark spots, which actually on my face I don't think I have any dark spots. On my hands you can tell I'm an oldie because look at this. Here I have a dark spot, and this is because I don't use skincare on my body. I literally don't use anything. So maybe it's time to put a little sunblock on those areas, get a little vein. But speaking of vanity, this is really the time when we can disconnect from our looks, because it's really showing you that the body is important, because the body is our vessel and our way to connect to the earth and to the divine eternal consciousness. It is giving us an opportunity to expand the soul experience and to grow, because the soul is eternal, and here we have this experience on earth. It's temporary, it's short, so we shouldn't be scared. We should surrender to what's going on and understand that we're here to connect to love and God ultimately. And there is a very deep prayer mantra from the mystical societies, and it is God is love. So be in constant prayer, continue with a sense of prayer. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because this is kind of like how potatoes help you lose weight, and I think it's helpful for people to know, because when we're overweight, it's not about the look. I don't mind being a certain weight, I don't look overweight, but there is certain weight past which, once I go past 130, which has happened through stressful times for me, I feel just off. I don't look off, I look fine, just no one would ever even know, but I feel just my digestion is, it just, you know what I mean. We all want to be at a certain balanced place, not too little, not too much. Everything is balanced in life. I make all these disclaimers because of the people that may have had eating disorders and anorexia. They're triggered by numbers, but numbers is an objective thing. It's okay. You have to be stronger than your monkey mind. You have to understand that, first of all, your body is not you. And second of all, that you're not trying to be perfect, but you're just trying to be healthy and to serve your body and to operate in a place where there is comfort in your body. And I'm going on a tangent into the whole thing about eating disorders and stuff. And I think because when I mention calories and when I mention weight, I have to make a little bit of a disclaimer. But we all have to be wise, mature beings and understand that there is bigger things on earth than, how we look and our weight. But at the same time, there is the dichotomy, or this other side, that the body is really important. So how you look is important in the sense that you are expressing the kindness of your soul through your look. But how fabulous or good looking you are, that's a whole nother thing. It's just, you come into the world presenting a level of kindness and a level of spirituality, and how you relate to people. That's part of the important side of how you look. It has nothing to do with beauty, but it has something to do with the beauty of the soul and what you project and give to others and how you treat others. And beauty comes, people can look in each and every way, but be beautiful because of that factor, that unspoken, almost invisible factor. And same goes with people that are extremely beautiful. For example, there's people that have gotten every single plastic surgery in the world, and they have very, very perfect features and lots of Botox and stuff. Actually, Botox looks pretty good nowadays, but I'm saying people that overdo things, and then again, it doesn't translate into beauty. But yeah, I've been noticing that Botox started looking pretty good on people, and I've been, I know friends that have been using it because they don't have any wrinkles. But it doesn't move in certain areas to where I have to be mindful to not smile too much because I would be wrinkle fest, of course. And I'm 40, so that's, I think, normal. Anyways, this is going from potato diet to wrinkles to lip gloss. This is a really beautiful lip gloss. I think it's a vegan company. As far as I remember, I don't double check everything every time they release a new product, but if nothing has changed in the last year, they should be still one of the vegan companies in Sephora, maybe. Angel Tears. I've been using it as a lip gloss. It's quite it's almost like it's crystal transforming lip topper. That's what magic crystal. That's what it is. But it's kind of white pinkish. So I covered everything I wanted to cover without my phone stopping recording. I hope I took your mind off of the current situation. Let me know if you want me to talk about the current situation, because I don't know, I have to be in a certain state of mind and mood to snap into it. But I did record the best class I think I've recorded so far, and it will be up on Sunday, and then the schedule should be up around Sunday. The class, it will be free for everybody, and I feel that this is my favorite class I've ever recorded. I feel that I got to translate what I feel in a simple, not too many words way about the essence of what's important. And which is love, and a constant state of prayer that we create, because which is a mystical line that is really deep, a deep prayer. God is love, and it has to be repeated throughout the day with everything you do. And if you're triggered by the word God, then you can say divine, or you can say eternal consciousness. I personally do not connect religion's things that some people are triggered by to the word God. So I'm okay using the word, although I've been using divine more so, the divine, because the divine has the Sufi element in it. The Sufi, the spinning, love, drunk poet. So I like that word as well. I can also use the word God because I don't attach any human concept to it. I was lucky enough to not have it stained for me. But I am careful about using it because I don't want to offend people, especially people that are spiritual. Sometimes are not religious, and people that are religious and coming to do yoga, they don't want certain things said. So I have to be careful with speaking spiritually in certain simple, in keeping myself in a line, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm blabbering because I wanted to spend time with you, and even though I'm gonna hear from you later, not now, it'd be nice if we're talking, but we're not. It's fine. I feel like I see you, and I'm just seeing you through through the screen, and we're sitting and chatting in these times. I'll be back to talk about the situation and try to kind of, I don't know, be a voice of calmness, because it feels scary, especially when you know that there is more to the story, that we're not told the whole story, and that things don't add up, because they don't. And it's scary. But when when you dig and start to understand what is the story, it is not scary because you surrender. First of all, love is the most powerful force in the universe. No matter how much darkness there is, love is the most powerful force in the universe. And it's the fabric of reality. It's the fabric of everything around us. Every single organism, cell, the smallest and the grand. It's within everything and outside of everything in it. So no matter what happens, the light is always going to continue shining, and the dark only exists because there is light. Without the light, the dark would cease to exist, and because there can't be just void and light. I think if you try to imagine that, it's a little hard to conceptualize. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I think there is certain universal truths, and one of them is love. Love is, the fabric of reality. And there is universal consciousness, eternal consciousness. You are a part of this internal consciousness. You are internal consciousness. So I'll try to link that David Icke talk. He's saying, the things that I've always said, don't identify yourself with the body, with your persona, because that will give you a lot of anxiety, especially in times of uncertainty. Don't over-identify with that body. Surrender to love, surrender that. And also understand, learn what's going on so you're not panicking, and also you're not asleep. We all here owe it to each other to wake up. Wake up spiritually, and also wake up to injustices, and wake up to how the world has gone off in the wrong direction. We have to face that. We can't be just, everything is right. It is right in the sense that it will take a lot of fixing to. It will take some suffering to straighten things out, because on one hand, it's so sad that the world is shut down now, but on the other hand, we couldn't have continued chugging along with the level of consciousness the majority of the humanity was at. So we knew that it was going to take something a little bigger for people to wake up. And this may not be the waking up. It doesn't look like it's a big wake up for anybody. Everybody is just glued to the media and listening to the news, and that's it. That's not a sign of awakening. But if before there was 1% people that were trying to awaken or trying to awaken, maybe there is now 2%. Maybe it's spreading a little bit. And those things can be contagious. It can spread. Yes. That is all I wanted to say. The potato diet, maybe should I show you the results? You wouldn't see any results, by the way, because it was only 2 pounds, but my point is that I really was eating as much as I wanted. So, as much as I wanted. So it was surprising in the sense that I'm not doing a lot, not moving, walking, etc. And it's just, maybe it's encouraging to tell you that just you can be satisfied and eat a good amount of calories. As I said, don't eat too little, because the next day you're gonna go after the potato chips. And that's not potatoes, that's oil. And I have always shared dips on my website. I haven't shared my latest dips. Oh, the best fat that I have ever added to a dip of mine was my homemade coconut yogurt from Young Coconuts. I blend the whole coconut with the water, young coconut. I put a probiotic capsule in it. I let it on the counter for 24 hours or whatever. You can taste it to make sure it's at the right of sourness you want it at. And that thing, when I add it to my dips, blend it into, it creates the gooeyest, stickiest, most decadent, most delicious dip on earth. So even though I sound like I eat very simple and just square foods, cabbage and potatoes and apples, it's absolutely satisfying beyond imagination. Anyways, I hope this is giving you an idea of how you can stay satiated, satisfied, immune boosted. Hold on, actually 1 second. I want to read to you before I go something I had pulled up from my on my computer about potatoes. So healing properties of potatoes, according to traditional Chinese medicine, tonifies or strengthens the spleen and pancreas, very important, treats weakness, fatigue, or lack of energy, strengthens the qi, Key, vital energy. Chi, key, vital energy of the body, treats weakness, fatigue, or lack of energy. Again, then harmonizes the stomach. That's so important. Calms and soothes the stomach. By the way, I do have strong stomach. It's probably because of the foods I eat and because I'm a pitta, but it is strong. Things don't bother me. I can drink coffee on empty. Just I don't know things that bother me on empty stomach. Lubricates the intestines, promotes bowel movements. Lubricates the intestines, treats constipation. That's good. Nourishes kidney in. That's important. It improves one receptive, nurturing, and compassionate nature. Potatoes are grounding, they're in the earth. Fruits are very spiritual, they open us up. So both of those things are needed. Fruits really open us up. Flowers work on the emotional body. Potatoes are grounding because we do need to connect. And it improves one receptive, nurturing, and compassionate nature, which is a kidney in. Benefits menopause symptoms. One more reason to eat it. Reduces inflammation in the body. And modern scientific potato nutrition. This is always very much less interesting to me. I always want to look at the healing things and how they've been used in folk medicine. But it's phosphorus, copper, calcium, iron, magnesium, potassium. You can type 2,500 calories of potatoes into your chronometer just to see how many of the nutrients, macronutrients you meet, and you will meet most of them. You have to add a little bit of hemp, maybe a Brazil nut for selenium, hemp for omega-3s, some greens for a little extra calcium. And right now, off the top of my head, I forget what else. Some carrot, some, as I said, greens, some asparagus, stuff like this. Just a little additions, and you're covered for absolutely every single nutrient you need. I hope this was informative. I told you what I eat and how I prepare it. I showed you my phenomenal results that you probably can't see, but the scale is consistent because I was joking with Johnny. I went on the scale and I was like, oh my God, I'm literally eating to absolute like satisfaction and I'm losing weight. Look, I'm losing it for you. And he's not eating as many potatoes, so he plateaued, but you know, that's a good testimony right here. Okay, I giggled enough. Stay safe, stay healthy, and let's be the light.